Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kere konsolata konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Let's get it started. Indeed, I'm Jason. This is Ben. That's Ben. I'm Jason. That's Ben. This is Wanna Bet. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we've got a big Wednesday show here with a big Wednesday of plate of games. We're obviously one day away from an NFL game. There's some plays there that we've given you already that we want to continue to look at to get value. We're always looking to play NFL games even for the weekend. Before we think we lose value, we're getting on that. We've got NBA Cup games. We've got some, not the biggest schedule in college hoops we've ever seen this week in general and tonight in particular, but there are some select plays that we believe we can cash on like we have been all week long and all season long for that matter. And champions, we are the champions. We've got Champions League footy. And as always, unlike the mooks, the frauds, the hucksters, we show our work, we keep score. Look, Beltway Ben, it's gambling for a reason. 38th minute of that match in the Alliance Arena yesterday, Bayern against Lisbon. Harry Kane gets in free. Harry Kane's in a great spot where he loves to finish with his left foot. Beats the keeper, hits the inside of the post. Harry Kane had 5 shots in that game. Harry Kane saw a lot of the ball. Bayern Munich had over 70% of the possession, like we thought. And there was also, very late in the game before Harry Kane was subbed off, a blatant shove in the back inside the box, but Bayern was already up big, and it was the 80-something minute, so they didn't award a penalty when they could have. Like, had that shot going in the 38th minute, I'd be wearing a bib, you'd be wearing a bib, I'd be banging mallets, I'd be telling my wife everything's great again, we're chipping away at the credit card bills, and I'd be eating lobsters right now, Ben, because that would have been another 4.5 units. That would have been the first goal. That would have cashed 2 Bayern parlays. Our Bayern Barca parlay still wouldn't have cashed because Barca didn't win at the half. They were down 1-0 at the half. But we hit the Barca live bet that we gave out on Twitter. We won some of our money back there. UMBC Buffalo would have gone over 160 easy. At Atlanta did the job for us. I wish I had just given out money line. Liverpool won on a bullshit penalty. Inter had a lot of chances. We also had a Barca clean goal called off from a fractional offside early in that game. So we treaded water instead of eating lobster. You had yourself a nice night in the NBA and in the college ranks.
Yes, we had a very good night. We tailed you on the UMBC Buffalo over. Cashed that. We cashed Desmond Bane over 21.5 points. He has, I think, a career high or tied a career high last night. Great showing from him. And then the college parlay. We had Illinois on the money line, Indiana on the money line, and Michigan's team total over. I think Michigan cashed their team total in the first 10 minutes against Kevin Willard. Awesome to see them get blown off the court.
Makes me think that Maryland's in a lot of trouble, Beltway Ben. I don't know where they're going to put that.
If
they put it south of 30, I'm jumping it.
I'm right there with you.
I think I might jump the halftime and the full game.
Yes, and everything else you can take that's fair price, team totals, everything. I mean, it's going to be Gonzaga, Alabama all over again. Probably worse.
I watched that thing to the bitter end, Beltway Ben, to see how Michigan handled the final 5 minutes. They didn't exactly call off the dogs.
Oh, no, Dusty. And in today's college game, with the way numbers work and how bad you have to beat teams and point differential and stuff, you're going to start seeing some coaches really keep it on. Especially like Dusty, he's not young, or he's not old. I mean, like some of these older coaches might be a little bit nicer and do things. Some of these younger coaches are fine running it up, especially in year 2.
They wanted 90 points. They wanted 90 points. Looked to me like they wanted 90 points. They bring in the kids off the bench to shoot threes.
And Willard also beat him last year during the regular season. Now the Big Ten tournament, different conversation. Regular season, remember Maryland went to Ann Arbor and beat him?
Yes. Yes. Well, Beltway Ben, speaking of 90 points, let's get 90 points out of the Tulsa Golden Hurricane tonight.
I like how you
We
did that.
just missed this with High Point a few days ago, where they were on 88 points with 4 minutes and 24 seconds to go. Scored 89. But we really like this Tulsa Arkansas Pine Bluff matchup. Arkansas Pine Bluff's allowing 94 a game. Like Vandy and SMU hang 100 on them. Okay, like those are good teams. They're efficient offenses. Marshall hung 98 on them. Marquette hung 94 on them. And Tulsa is a legit top 50 Ken Palm offense. They are highly efficient from 2s and 3s. We're looking at a Pine Bluff team that's 347th in Ken Palm offense, 333rd in defense, yet Beltway Ben, they're top 15 in pace. We love that. We love that combination against a Tulsa team that can light it up. So you want to turn it over. You want to chuck it up all over the place even though you can't score. And you want to create other possessions for the other team when you can't defend also. Okay. Tulsa, 41st in effective field goal percentage. They are top 11 in the league in in the country in 3-point efficiencies. And Pine Bluff is 292nd defending the 3-ball. Ben just talked about the state of modern college basketball where 80's not enough, 85's not enough. If everybody else is scoring 100 on these mooks, we want triple digits too. We like Tulsa over 89.5. You can still find it at -110.
Yeah, we're going to go to the NFL. Outside of this, I got a lot of NBA Cup plays, so we'll get them to you. And it's kind of like a Sunday in the NFL where I have more than just a few plays. But I did want to get to, let me grab it, one play for tomorrow, just because
Happy haircut, by the way, Beltway.
Thank you.
Happy haircut.
Thank
Anybody? Nobody in the comments?
I haven't checked
anything?
yet. Hopefully they like the haircut. I mean, keeping ourselves clean. We're giving
I
up.
need one bad.
We're giving
I
up good
need one
plays.
bad.
Hopefully this motivates you to
my
get
wife
one.
to get a mohawk like I'm back in college, or maybe a faux hawk, where you keep a lot of it, but you get it grown enough where you can tie it back, so you wear it in the ponytail, and you get the side shaved down to like a 1.
Yeah, I never.
How's that for my midlife crisis? I think it would be fitting. Do you think it'd be bad for the show or good for the show?
I think it'd be good for the show. I think
it would be good for the show.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe I should put a Twitter poll up. I mean, she'll hate me, but I'm seriously considering.
I wouldn't do it then. I don't
Okay.
think I'd do it. It could affect that.
Happy wife, happy life. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
That's true.
Very, very much so. First down, we are going to play Bijan Robinson over 36.5 receiving yards at -110. Now, he's over this in a lot of games this season. Since Kirk has taken over, it hasn't been as much volume. It's kind of hard to tell what they're going to do, but they got a lot of guys banged up. Kyle Pitts comes into this one questionable. He's probably going to play, but he's questionable. Same thing with Drake London. I'm not sure. Both of them will play. Both of them won't. Regardless, I think that we can see a spot for Bijan to eat here. The Bucs have sucked against running backs in the passing game all season long. Let's look in recent weeks. Neal and Hull combined for 20 last week. That's not that much. Neither of those guys are Bijan Robinson or anything close to what he can do. Before that, Bam Knight, 36. Again, not Bijan Robinson. A little bit more explosive. And then a little bit before that, James Cook and Ty Johnson combined for 127 receiving yards. And it wasn't one of them having 100 and the other having 27. They both had north of 50. So guys are able to do this, running backs especially. And Bijan should be on the field for a lot of the passing downs. Now, Tyler Algier, Jason gave out his touchdown yesterday. He's on the field, but they like handing the football off to him, letting him take some hits, letting him stuff it up the middle, and they like letting Bijan catch passes in open field in front of him and seeing if he can make a play. He's gone over this with one reception before this season. Like, he's had long receptions, breaking a few tackles out in the secondary and just making plays. So I think it's going to be a pretty big day for Bijan. And the Tampa Bay run defense has taken a little bit of a step back. I think they'll be able to force them to throw the football, though, as you have to against this Atlanta team. And if that's the case, we should see a heavy dose of screens and short throws to Bijan, because Kirk's older. He doesn't want to take a lot of hits. Take the throw to Bijan and see what he can do for you, as he's done. Even when Penix was playing, like, Penix could stretch the field a little bit, but easy throws to Bijan has been how that offense was able to work at its best.
I love that play. I'm doing it a little differently. I'm on it 2 ways right now at Bet 365, and I feel pretty comfortable that those odds are not going to change a whole lot because the long reception type odds don't change.
I'll be there with you.
I'll
be there with you.
I I placed 2 bets on Bijan yesterday, and we will get to them on tomorrow's show because we can't do this forever, and I got to Zoom at 1, and I need a haircut, which isn't going to happen today, but has to happen. But I love that play. Tampa Bay defending running backs in the screen game is a big problem. Bijan had a 50-yard touchdown reception against them week 1. I love it, Beltway Ben. Great minds think alike. Well, you got a great mind, and I've got a mind. Second down.
Mine as well.
It's covered up by a mop of hair, but at least I got hair. Let's go to the footy. These are the champions. Sped it up for you. Look, sometimes we look at these games and we look for the most esoteric, like hard to find. Where is the value? Where is the variance? What can I drill down on? And then sometimes, you know what? You just keep the main thing the main thing. Man City and Real both have some issues right now. Neither as good as most of us thought they would be domestically. Both hemorrhaging goals. Both have the ability to explode at a moment's notice. We've got 2 of the top 5 strikers on the planet going against each other in this match, right? We've got Mbappe. We've got Haaland. I think they're both scoring in this game. It's plus 250 at Bet365 if they both score in this game. Like Real Madrid's last 5 matches have featured 18 goals. Like Man City matches have been batshit crazy. 5-4 with Fulham. I mean, like, whether they're playing great teams, whether they're playing flawed teams, lately it's been a whole lot of goals. Haaland has not been scoring as much lately. We're well aware of that, right? Foden's finding the back of the net multiple times. Doku is running down the wing, left wing or right wing. They're giving him a lot of a wide swath to move around, and he's getting it done. But City haven't been great lately, and Real haven't been great lately. And I think they both keep the main thing the main thing. I think these two are all over the ball inside the 18. 32 total goals in Man City's last 8 matches across all competition, and these two aren't going to be getting in on the act. I think this has a chance to get real batty, like 4-4 type batty, 3-3 type batty. And look, City already learned the hard way in the Leverkusen match that if you try to field a B team at home in the Champions League, you can get burned for it. So both these teams fighting for positioning, and I just like this spot. Both strikers in form. Let's go. Mbappe's got 9 goals in Champions League already. Haaland has 5. Both to score, plus 250.
Are you going with the...
Yeah. And we're going over 2.5 goals in the Leverkusen-Newcastle match. Would I like this a little bit more if it's at St. James Park where, Newcastle's guaranteed to score twice? I probably would. But, like, Leverkusen just gave up 2 to Augsburg. I know it was on the road over the weekend, but still, watch that whole match. It could have been more than 2. It's also shocking that Leverkusen didn't score in that match. We've got our guy BDN returning to Germany. Voldenmada. Do I think he scores in this game? Yeah, especially because I'm not on him to score. Both can be leaky in the back, especially Newcastle on the road. Even Leverkusen at home can be crazy. Newcastle, there have been 3 or more goals scored in 4 of their last 5 games. Leverkusen's Champions League matches average 3.6 total goals per game. It's not the sexiest bet. It's not the greatest value. It's not the greatest return, but I do think it's decent value at minus 155.
I'm going to go to the Lakers game, and we're going to take a prop. We got a lot of different props, or a few that we like in this game. And I know Jason has a play that I will be tailing in this one as well. But just for now, we're going to play Austin Reeves over 22.5 points at minus 120. I don't like going with guys that are over a number in so many damn games in a row or so many of their last 15, 14 to 15, or 13 to 15. That's what Reeves is. Like 10 of his last 12, he's over this, or 10 of his last 13, and he's been very successful scoring the basketball. I don't know what's going to change tonight against the Spurs defense that has not been good at all without Wembanyama. 123.6 points they're allowing per game over their last 5. Now you get Stephon Castle back, and we know he's a defensive first guy. He gets on the floor. He does a lot of different things well. I don't think he'll be the matchup for Reeves. I think it'll be Luka, and they'll let him get physical over there. Could it be Reeves? Maybe, but Reeves can get to the free throw line. In a lot of these games where we're seeing him go over this number in a big way, he's shooting 10 plus free throws. That's happened in 3 of his last 5 games. So I like Reeves. He can shoot the 3. This is a very exciting matchup, and I think both offenses are going to have a lot of power. I know you're going to get to that more in a little bit. I will be on it as well, like I said. And in this matchup, like Reeves at home, how he's played this season, he's been really damn good. Luka should be facilitating, assisting, because I think they're going to crash down on him and force other guys to beat them, which we'll get to a little bit more in my third down play. But I think Luka's the assist guy tonight, and Austin Reeves has success scoring. A lot of the games where we've seen Reeves go over this, LeBron was out. LeBron has not been great scoring the basketball since coming back. Yeah. He's unselfish. He's fine getting other guys involved. I think that continues tonight. So I like Austin Reeves to go over 22.5 points at -120.
Excellent. Third down. Perfect segue, Beltway Ben. We're over this game. It's rising fast. You can still get it at 237 at Bet365, and I would urge you to do so. The Lakers are 16-7 to the over this season. The Lakers last year defense was their superpower, not so much this year. The Lakers are 10-0 to the over at home. Those games are going over by 13.1 points per game. The Lakers as a home favorite, obviously every game has gone over. Those games are going over by 18.2 per game. The Spurs, no Wemby, no defense, 8-4 to the over, their last 12 on the road. Spurs over 5 of their last 6 overall. Spurs Pelicans on Monday, 135-132. Spurs defensive rating for the season, just 19th. Spurs defensive rating on the road, last 10 games with Wemby out, 23rd in the NBA. How about those Lakers in the defense I was just talking about? Defensive rating, last 10 games overall, 23rd in the NBA. Defensive rating, last 10 games at home, 28th in the NBA. Their last 6 home games, Beltway Ben, the Lakers have averaged a scoreline of 127 to 121. On the season, Lakers home games average 144 points. Both teams on decent rest. Both teams playing for the money in the NBA Cup. Both teams shotty on defense, but able to hit their shots. Let's go. Let's get 60 some. Let's get 68 points in the first quarter. Let's go.
I'm right there with you. We will put a unit on that. The more you look into this game, unless something changes in a big way, I don't know how we don't see a high scoring game from both sides. I was looking at team totals. Maybe I give one out on our Twitter at some point, but for now, we'll just go with you over with you. Here for third down, we will play Luka Doncic over 8.5 assists at -110. Now, he's over this number in 3 of his last 5, and I mentioned it before. I think they're going to put their best defender on him and force someone else to beat you. Now, Luka is always that guy where you're going to get the best defender, and he's been able to fry whoever's guarding him. He's been able to go for 40 plus. San Antonio's a little physical, though, and Luka with physicality, he's still tough. He's still, I'm a huge Luka guy, but he'll complain and start doing other things, and he's also fine swinging to his teammates, but sometimes he'll start holding them a little bit more accountable. He wants them knocking down shots. I would expect that to happen here tonight in a must-win game. Luka, in these types of spots, we've seen him put up triple-doubles regularly. We saw it in playoff games in those must-win times when he was playing a ton of minutes. Tonight, it's a home game. They should be fired up and ready to go. It might not matter to Luka to get that big money, but there's guys on that bench where Luka wants to win it for them, and Luka wants to show up. LeBron, we saw that in the first year of this tournament. I think we'll see it again in this one as they try to go on a little bit of a run. So I like Luka Doncic over 8.5 assists at -110. Like I said, 3 of his last 5, and he was over this a lot to start the season, and now it's been shifted a little bit to some more rebounds. But even with LeBron back, he still had some success going there. So I think he plays more minutes than usual, and I think he goes over 8.5 assists here.
Love it. 4th and long, I guess this qualifies as 4th and long because it's kind of a long time until this game is played on Sunday. This will not be the only way I'm on this game. But look, I think we get fireworks in the Rams-Lions game. Rams defense has slipped up a little bit lately. It's a revenge game for Goff and Stafford. I bring that up because I think it could be pinball football. I think both teams are going to be throwing the ball deep into this game. I don't think we're somebody sitting on the ball. And you saw even a week ago, after playing with their food early in the season, The Rams had the Cardinals dead to rights, and they wanted Stafford to keep throwing the ball because they want Stafford to win the MVP, and he's going to win the MVP, and he's going to keep throwing for 3 touchdowns a game while he does it. Stafford, 3 or more passing touchdowns. Stafford, 275 passing yards, plus 210 at Bet365 where I played it. Look, he's averaging that per game, basically. He's got 26 passing touchdowns already. I'm sorry, the Lions have allowed 26 passing touchdowns in 13 games. The Lions have allowed 8 passing touchdowns in their last 3 games, and that's with Sam Darnold throwing 4 picks to them and taking away opportunities to throw for touchdowns. 5 times in the last 11 games, the Lions defense has allowed at least 3 passing touchdowns in a game. And that wasn't Stafford chasing an MVP in a must-win game, in a revenge game, at home in great field conditions. He's been throwing for 3 touchdowns a game, basically every game. That's why if you play it by itself, the best you're going to find it right now is plus 110. And again, I do think the Rams have been a little leakier. I don't think, I know, been a little leakier on defense lately. And I think Goff chucks the ball and keeps this thing going. I think it's probably a dead over game. And I think this is Stafford putting the exclamation point on the MVP. Nakua's in great form. Devontae Adams should have had another touchdown last week and should have cashed for us. He drops in the end zone. He's still got multiple opportunities. You got no Branch. You've got no Arnold. You've got a shoddy sort of pass rush, at least compared to the way it looked last year at this time with Hutchinson. Stafford's an auto bet for me these days, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, can't blame you. I probably will be on that game a lot of different ways, especially in the revenge game factor. I always like those, and attacking that where we can. Here, though, we're going to go right back to what we just said. Luka Doncic, first quarter. We're going to make it 4th and short. First quarter over 2.5 assists, minus 120. I don't know why we're getting this number here where it is. He's over this in 4 of his last 5. And when you look at a Spurs team, they're allowing 31.4 assists per game over their last 5. That is the most in the NBA. They're also allowing 7.2 assists in the first quarter. And that's bottom half of the NBA numbers-wise, but a lot of teams are right around there, anywhere from 7.2 to 8.1. When you look at what they're doing in the first quarter, the majority of the assists that the Lakers are grabbing are from Luka. We know he's going to play the 10 minutes as he always does, and that's why his points are always so high. You usually find 9.5, 10.5 for Luka first quarter points, but I'm going to go with assists. I just think this is a trend that can continue and should here, and if they storm him the way I'd expect and have to force someone else to beat them, to me, it's going to be Luka finding guys in the corner, finding Ayton down low, letting him work a little bit. And when LeBron and AR are in the game, those are very capable shooters, capable scorers. So I think Luka will be getting it out, looking for guys, letting other players beat them. Well, he still has some success scoring, but I always like taking Luka first quarter props because we know we're getting more minutes than almost any other player in the league. Devin Booker's up there as well, but Luka's a guy that's playing 10 minutes at a minimum. So give me Luka Doncic over 2.5 first quarter assists at minus 120.
Great point, by the way, Ben. Yeah, look at those first quarter minute totals. Overtime, we have football and football parlays every single day on this show because it's soccer and football season, and we've got some football stuff to get to, NFL to get to in a second. First overtime, we've got a Champions League parlay. We have parlayed under 3.5 goals in the Arsenal Club Brugge match with a BTTS, both teams to score in the City Real match, and Juve just to win, which they're overwhelming favorites. I don't really need to belabor that point. Like, just go look at your app. They're like minus 500 to win. I've talked about the City Real game. Both teams have been scoring in bunches. Both teams have been allowing a bunch of goals. If you look at the last 9 City matches between Premiership and Champions League on the road, 6 of 9 have been BTTS. Again, the likes of Fulham are finding the net multiple times against City. City's giving up early goals. City scoring and giving up late goals. And Real has kind of been the same thing. 2 teams that have some of the best strikers on the planet. I'm really thinking we get an entertaining match there. And look, we talked about the Chelsea match yesterday. Arsenal's kind of like Chelsea. They're really depleted with injuries right now. They're running a lot of youngsters out there. And the schedule for these Champions League Prem teams this time of year are brutal. It's part of the reason you saw Man City field a C- squad against Leverkusen 2 weeks ago. You couple Arsenal's schedule with the injuries, And I just don't think that they're doing anything other than playing this to win 1-0 or something like that. Yes, I know the back line is banged up, but they have a defensive philosophy. They have overarching principles and how they defend as a team that have led them to become widely considered the best defensive side in all of Europe. I don't think Club Brugge dents them a bunch here. I also don't think Club Brugge plays this crazy and gives up transition after transition after counter after counter. I think it could look and feel a little bit like that Atalanta-Chelsea match yesterday. Now, look, the last time we did this in an Arsenal match, they scored 4 on Tottenham. Not a lot of people saw that coming, me included. Could it happen here? I guess. Sure, it's gambling. But I think this is more like a 1-1, 1-0, 2-1 type of affair. So that's that. NFL, we jumped on the under in the Texans-Cardinals game. If you follow us here, we've been on Texans unders pretty religiously, and we love this at 42.5. Not sure how much longer it's going to be there. Juiced in our favor, minus 108. But the Texans are 10-3 to the under this season. Their games go on under by 3.7 points. Their games average 41 points. They are 11-2-1 to the under since the start of last season at home. Far and away, most in the NFL. They're holding everybody to under 220 passing yards per game. It's the best defense, arguably, in the NFL. They're allowing 16 points per game, and it's an Arizona offense that's not balanced. They can't run the ball. Jacoby Brissett's chucking it all over the place, but it's not leading to a ton of points. Arizona's beat up on offense. They don't have as many players to unlock you in the red zone as they would like. It's a funnel to the tight end. It's a funnel to Wilson, the one healthy wide receiver. And the Texans offense, yeah, they get some explosive to Collins, but it's not an explosive red zone offense. And I think they're going to be able to win this game fairly comfortably without having to turn up the juice. So it to us is just another dead under spot with the Texans. And we've also parlayed that game. We've taken it up to 48.5. We also have the total for the Panthers, Saints, and Chargers, Chiefs at 48.5. Under all of those plus 144. We discussed at length the Chargers Chiefs game and why we jumped it really before the moment it populated on Saturday, before the Chargers had even finished playing. They're two dead under teams, a lot of field goals. Defenses are the best units there. And then look, we got burned on the under in that Tampa game against New Orleans over the weekend because Shuck had a 12-yard rushing touchdown and a 32-yard rushing touchdown. That's not happening against Carolina. Carolina on the road really struggles to score, but Carolina's got a solid defense. The Shucksters are averaging like 13 offensive points per game. They're not going to have explosive 2 weeks in a row. It's a must-win spot for Carolina off a bye, but Bryce Young, home road splits, man. They are a bear. The Saints are under in 14 of their last 21 division games. And again, we're taking this to 48.5. Hopefully we don't get ridiculous block kicks and all that bullshit. Otherwise, I feel really good about that game producing 48 or less points.
I've got, I mentioned it before, but I've got a few different plays, so we're going to get to all of them here. We'll start just a plus 100 for the first game tonight. SGA 25 plus points, Mark Williams 6 plus rebounds, Jalen Williams 4 plus assists, and the Thunder on the money line at plus 104. I don't see the Thunder losing to the Suns, whether Devin Booker plays or doesn't. Right now he's questionable. He might play, but I don't think they're going to beat them regardless. Mark Williams has looked really good as the year's gone on. He's been aggressive on the glass. 6 rebounds has not been an issue for him in a majority of games. Jalen Williams, very good with rebounds and assists at home. We've seen it a lot. And now you're telling me without Isaiah Hartenstein, and Hartenstein's more aggressive on the glass, which we'll get to in a second, but like Hartenstein does touch the ball a lot. We have those center assists with him. Now you got Jalen Williams controlling the rock a lot, and then SGA 25 plus. He's doing this in almost all of his games. I don't see any issue with him scoring, which is what we're going to get to in just a minute. But we bring him down to 25 just to be a little safe. Must-win game. They want to win the NBA Cup this year. So SGA 25 plus, Mark Williams 6 plus rebounds, Jalen Williams 4 plus assists, and the Thunder on the money line at plus 104. Now, I mentioned Jalen Williams just a second ago. We're going to take him over 11.5 rebounds and assists, which you can find at plus 110 right now. A very friendly number. Last season, he was going over this with regularity at home. Like at home games, this was the play. On the road, it went down a little bit. And I would expect a lot again today. Hartenstein's still out. They ruled him out for this matchup. He's not going to be back, which means Jalen Williams becomes that much more aggressive on the glass. I already mentioned his assists. At home, he's averaging close to 7 assists per game this season, and he's been over this in multiple home games so far this season. On the road, he struggled to get over it, and that's a trend that has continued from last season. It continued in the playoffs, and we attacked it time and time again in home games, and on the road, we just let it be by itself. So again, we're going to do it here, and we're getting a lot of good value for me in a must-win game. NBA Cup, these teams want to win. Give me Jalen Williams over 11.5 rebounds and assists at plus 110. Jason with a media on it. I like that.
I'm on it. Media and I are on it. Woof, woof.
Love that.
I like it.
Love it. Now, here's a play where I don't know what I'm missing. SGA for 30-plus points at minus 150. Let me remind you, this Thunder team did not win last year. Like, they lost in the championship to the Bucks, and they remember that. Now, in that game, SGA was not very good. He struggled scoring, and it was an ugly showing. They needed more from him. But he's over this number in, like, 14 of his last 15. He's been aggressive looking to score still getting to the free throw line, and they need him. Last year in the quarterfinals and semifinals, he combined for like 71 points and cleared this number. In both of those, it was just the Bucks that stormed him, and the Bucks came out ready to go in that game and blew them out, and SGA just really never had a chance to catch back up. But here in this one, must win. You know they're probably going to get past the Suns. Could it be a blowout? Maybe, but if Devin Booker plays, the Suns have played pretty good basketball. Dylan Brooks has played pretty well, so hopefully they can keep it close enough. But even in blowouts, SGA is doing this in 3 quarters. He gets to the free throw line that much. He's been to the free throw line 10-plus times in 8 of his last 10. So I would expect more of that here. And then our final play of the day, De'Aaron Fox, 20-plus points, Luka Doncic, 10-plus assists, and Stephon Castle, 4-plus assists, plus 237. Castle has done it in almost every game this year. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but even in his last game where he had 5 assists. Luka, 10-plus, we're taking him up a number. I think he gets us a triple-double tonight, but I lean more to the assist. I don't know that he finishes at 9. I know he got screwed with that once. I think we got screwed with the rebounds a while ago, but I think he gets to 10. And then De'Aaron Fox, he's been a very aggressive scorer for them. He's done this in all but 2 or 3 games for them this year. Castle being back does scare you a little bit because of the scoring and other guys, Harper, all of those good things. But De'Aaron Fox has been in the league a while. Again, must-win game. When I say must-win game, you could say that a lot. But in the NBA Cup, these guys are playing for money. And that's changed things a little bit with approach and minutes-wise and all those good things. So I do expect both of these teams to put on a full-court press to try to win it. And I just think when you have a game like this where both starters should be playing in the fourth quarter, I think it comes down to the end. I know we have like a 5.5, 6.5 point spread. I don't see a blowout. Last night, we saw with the Raptors, they didn't pull the starters until about 2:30 or 3 minutes left. Like, that's how teams are approaching these games here.
Love it. By the way, Ben, again, please let the people know how we're doing because we keeps it real around here. So we're good. We're back tonight, correct?
Yeah, tonight and tomorrow night.
So what time should we go tonight?
I played basketball until about 9:15, and it's probably 30 to 45 minutes. So sometime 10:15.
Okay. That's part of the reason I saved the Bijan stuff because, again, we're doing this again in like 10 hours. Right. So we're not going to lose as much value as we could potentially in doing it 24 hours later. So we're at 10 tonight, which covers us for Thursday.
Yes.
And then we're doing it again Thursday night for Friday.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And then Saturday, we'll just go in the morning.
Saturday in the morning, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had all my ducks in a row as I start to look at weekend premiership and all that stuff and what match kicks off when and yada, yada, yada. So that's our show, people. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, you got questions. We have been getting not a lot of, but emails trickling in. We're happy for all the feedback we get. You can hit us up at wannabetwithus@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to sponsor First Down, Second Down, Third Down, you'd like to tap into our audience, whatever. Me and Beltway Ben and our friends at Odyssey, we always enjoy those conversations. Again, we'll be back around 10 p.m. tonight. We'll keep you posted on Twitter. Let's have some fun in these Champions League matches. Let's get goals where we need them. and not so many in the Arsenal match. And again, thank you for your patronage and your support and your viewership. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.